Welcome, my loyal subjects, to the sensual episode of Trails of Cold Steel 2. Pharaoh Fiasco here. What we're gonna do this episode is pretty much see everybody else's dorm event. So Rean's gonna fall in love with men, women, and very suspicious looking class presidents. Well, I promised I'd meet Toa here. Should I head inside and wait already though? I think I'm here kind of early. Okay, so he'll always say that then. Yeah. I think because my running theory is that because with the saves I carried over, well, with this Laura save I found, we've done her ending event, I guess, twice in a row. So I'm not expecting Toa to confess feelings here, but I don't know. She might. Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me here, Rean.
And thank you for coming by. Guess you're all done with work?
Yep, the other student council members said they don't mind splitting what's left between themselves.
Yeah, that lady still didn't give me any tea, but you know, whatever.
I wanted to stay longer, but it was hard for me to say no after they insisted I take the rest of the night off.
Can't blame them there. You've always been a workaholic.
Sure is nice being back in here.
Oh yeah, the test class 7, they had these dorms too, didn't they?
I mean, I never lived with you guys, but I would drop by all the time to deliver your requests on free days.
Oh, that's what she's talking about. So, no, I think I'm misremembering that then.
And you always had to do it so early in the morning, too. I can't count how many times you went out of your way for me. Well, while we're here, how about I give you a tour? I'm curious how things are upstairs, too.
Why not?
So, I'm guessing that we'll just go straight to Rean's room and then the Crow's. I don't know. It's just showing her around. Okay, yeah. So that scene probably replaces visiting whoever's room it is that we bring here. Because even Instructor Sara's got a room here.
So, that was the room Crow lived in for the 2.5 months he was here, huh? He lived with the rest of us in our dorm before that, but he seemed to have way more fun with all of you. I was a little jealous of him, to be honest.
Really?
If Crow was going to come back anywhere in Trista, it'd be here. What with how it connects all of you, and even me, Angie, and George, I doubt there's anywhere in Erebonia he'd rather be.
Yeah, you're right. I doubt he feels like he belongs while he's with the Alliance anyway.
Considering that his allies keep dying, probably. Or getting captured.
Which is why I fully intend to honor my promise to drag him back here.
And I can't wait to see him graduate. It really is amazing just how dependable you've become.
Okay, so it looks like I might have been wrong about doing both events in a row.
When I first met you, I had no idea I would end up relying on you so much. Even after, I never thought you could handle it all.
I remember that. I think that's a screenshot from one episode, actually.
I suppose we both had weird first impressions of each other, didn't we? I'm not proud of it, but I totally didn't believe you were a second year when we first met.
I think I was similarly surprised by that.
That being said, you were quick to prove me wrong. You're so capable and reliable.
Thanks. But there's something I want you to remember, Rean.
Like?
I really do think you're amazing. And not just because of all you did at the Academy. You were chosen by Valimar. And you've gone through all kinds of scary experiences as a result.
She's not wrong on either account.
You've made a difference to the lives of so many. And you're surrounded by people who see you as their leader. But no matter what happens, no matter what you're up against, I don't want you to forget that you're only human like the rest of us.
I don't know. She hasn't seen him go crazy white-haired mode yet.
I don't really believe there are natural-born heroes out there who are superior to everyone else. And I don't think you're an exception. So don't feel like you have to shoulder everyone's problems by yourself. We're all here with you if you need us. There's no shame in asking for help or relying on others if you need to, okay?
Wow, thank you for saying that. Really, talking to you gives me a sense of ease in a way nothing else can.
Okay, so it looks like my theory was on the money then.
You're always willing to accept people for who they are, strengths, flaws, and all.
I don't know about that.
It was only because you were there to support me that I was able to start accepting myself for who I really am.
Or maybe Rean is gonna say it first this time.
That I was able to try and keep moving forward as I am instead of losing faith in myself. So, thank you for everything.
I'm happy to hear you say that. It's weird. Now more than ever, I feel so glad I was able to become Thor's student council president. If I hadn't, I might have never met you.
Yeah, there are a lot of faceless, nameless students around here, so maybe.
And I doubt I would have ever started feeling like this.
Okay, so...
Like...
Rean, can you kneel down for a minute?
Huh? Like this?
Huh.
Don't worry. I'm sure everything will work out just fine. We might not be heroes, but that's all the more reason we'll see this through to the end without giving up. And we'll do it without losing a single one of us along the way.
Right.
Not gonna lie, that's kind of adorable. So I guess she doesn't outright say it. I'm assuming... So I'm gonna go from here and say that my original assumption was right. Hanging out twice in a row with somebody would slightly change their event here. That makes sense. Feels kind of rewarding too, so... Hey. Your bond with Toa strengthened. Not enough to get to level 7. But that still works out. Hey, we're gaming the system! Alright, and next up we've got some guy lovin' with Gaius. Honestly, I was kind of hoping that we'd have uses available too, but oh well, you win some, you lose some. This scene, since it's not, well, Toa's was just suggestive like the bonfires, but I'm expecting this one to be a lot more straightforward and bromantic.
Oh, hey Rean. All done celebrating?
I guess. It still feels early, but I'm bushed after all that walking around.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts out there. I'd finished clearing up the club room earlier than I expected, so I decided to swing by once I was done. It feels strange to be back here again. Strange. And yet I feel right at home.
Yeah, the room's being untouched is kinda weird, but you know, we just roll with it.
Yeah. I can't explain it, but being here again is somehow comforting.
Like, you'd think that they would have had soldiers quartered there or something, but oh well. Or they would have confiscated stuff out of the rooms, but...
You up for taking a look around here with me? I'm curious how things are upstairs, too.
Sure.
It's just... I don't know, it's a lot of unused space. Yeah. Left completely the same way. Rean's room, as per usual. Except those really... it's probably just cooking bottles. And then Crow's empty room. We always end up near this window.
They're all empty, of course. I know it's silly, but a small part of me was hoping we'd find him in his room like normal. Here to see what the commotion was about.
I know the feeling. Whether he admits it or not, I like to think our time spent in this dorm meant something to Crow. I want to believe it still means something to him.
I don't know.
And to think, Crow's already experienced that horrible feeling of losing the one place you call home.
Yeah.
He knows what it's like more than any of us. To be utterly powerless against the tides of change. To lose everything you hold dear. We may have been able to avert the worst in the end, but I can relate to that feeling of dread. At least a little.
Yeah, I guess you would know. Maybe you guys can talk about it some more once we bring him back. And we'll definitely bring him back.
That we will. I wish I could say Nord is safer now, but we still can't afford to let our guard down just yet.
Still got the music change.
We only saw a snippet of what it would be like for war to affect it. And there's every possibility it could do more in the future. And then there's Calvert to think about. We're at peace now, but who knows if, or even when, that could change.
Which is why we need to do what we can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Still, as much as I wish I could be back in the Highlands, ending the war here in Erebonia should be my prime focus now.
Yeah, dude, you can't up and leave on us now.
If ending it makes for one less potential threat at home, then I can rest easier at night knowing I've done something right. I don't want this land to be plagued by danger any longer. I've come to love Erebonia as much as I love Nord.
Which Gaius has already said, but oh well.
You helped me protect my home, Rean. And now, it's my turn to help you protect yours.
Huh. You really are one of the most dependable people I know.
Hmm?
I feel like so long as we have each other's backs, we can overcome just about anything life throws at us. I wonder if this is how Emperor Dreichels felt during the War of the Lions.
He did have allies from all over Erebonia, so yeah.
He was supposed to have allies from Nord too. If they were half as reliable as you are, I'm sure he must have felt the same way I do.
Your presence is just as reassuring for me too, you know. I can't help but want to answer to the unwavering trust you've placed in me, Rean. This land, our classmates, and everyone we've met along the way have become so precious to me. I find myself thinking, if I had all the strength of a tempest, all the dignity of a hawk, then I could blow away all the obstacles which threaten them. And I don't know if I ever would have felt so strongly about changing myself for the sake of everyone here, if not for you.
Aw.
You've become my dearest friend, Rean.
You really mean that? Thank you, guys. That really means a lot to me. I guess we're both inspiring each other for the better. In a way, I want all those things for myself for the same reasons as you. So that I can protect all of you and the homeland that I treasure too.
I'm sure we can do anything we put our minds to. May we both go forth and find the strength to envelop this land and its people in a mighty wind.
Him and his wind stuff, dude. Wouldn't be Gaius without it, though. And Rean kind of has like a hawk symbol thing on his back. It's like a birdish thing. I don't know. It definitely doesn't have anything to do with Gaius, but I just thought that was interesting. Alright. And with Gaius's Winterlust Steam achievement now behind us, last but not least, we've got Instructor Sara. The fourth and final one of these scenes I actually managed to unlock on this definitely haphazard run. But it's all good. Her room was behind the kitchen, I think.
Finally. Sorry if I kept you waiting.
Not at all. I think I actually showed up a little early.
Huh, he actually acknowledges it in this one.
Finally had enough booze for the night, I take it?
Yeah, had enough of the bad company too, so I managed to skedaddle. I figure the others should be able to handle things over at the academy. Just standing here really does bring the memories flooding back, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sharon, if Sharon were here, we'd probably have a similar scene with her, but...
For as long as we spent here, it feels like we've been away even longer. But I'm glad you made good on your word and took it back from the Alliance.
So am I. And I know I couldn't have done it without you. Say, while we're here, why don't we take a little stroll through the place? I'm feeling the itch to see if everything upstairs is like we left it.
It is, though.
It's a date.
They didn't touch or ransack or anything like that. This is Emma's room, isn't it? I know it's not Instructor Sara's, that's for sure. Oh, no, wait, isn't it? I think I might be misremembering, because I think it was Instructor Sara who had the map. I do remember the map from the first game, specifically, and that it was a female party member who was standing in front of it. I think it was Emma, though. Oh, well.
A shame Crow isn't back with us like old times, huh? In a way, he hasn't changed a bit since his first day. Even then, he was never honest with his feelings.
Yeah, from the moment he enrolled here, dude, he was already well underway towards his machinations.
Oh, yeah. You helped out with the Arcus trials they all did last year, didn't you?
Yep, we sent them all over the country, just like we did with you guys during your field studies. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder that if I'd noticed something was off with Crow back then, we all could have been spared a lot of heartache. I've known him even longer than you guys have. Heck, I was his teacher. I guess I keep thinking maybe there was something I could have done.
I don't know, it feels like if Crow's plans were found out earlier, he just would have gone into panic mode and ditched everything just sooner.
It's not your fault. Crow's planning was meticulous. He'd been setting it up for years. He would have gone through with it either way.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit back and let that be that. We'll face him down, beat him, and bring him back. That's my promise. He'll be back where he belongs, with us. And you'll be there with us too.
Yeah? I know you'll do everything you can. If anyone can bring Crow back, it's you guys. It's been almost 2 years since I traded in my bracer badge for the whole teacher shtick. But there's never been a day when I regretted making the switch.
Yeah, especially considering where she came from. Definitely would have been wilder.
Likewise. We couldn't have ended up with a better homeroom teacher. Your methods seemed really bizarre at first, but when I look back, everything you did prepared us for what was to come.
Thanks. It makes me happy to hear that. I'd like to think that you all learned a lot from me, but over the past year, I've learned plenty from you guys too. Things I never learned pounding the battlefield as a Jaeger or during my time with the bracers. But whatever the future holds for me, I know the time I spent here will help guide me in whatever I end up doing next.
Wait, whatever the future holds? You're not thinking of...
Well, I'm sure that after we've graduated, there really wouldn't be any reason for her to stick around. I don't think Class 7 is going to be a continual thing, so...
I don't even know anymore. No matter which side comes out on top in this war, the Empire's never going to be the same again. When it's all over, should I stay on as an instructor here? Should I go back to being a bracer? Or branch out to something new? All I know is that I want to be able to support you guys in whatever you decide to work towards, as much as I can. Just how I'm going to do that, I don't really know yet. I'm hoping that fighting through the battle ahead of us brings me an answer.
Yeah, I doubt that after the principal cast leaves, she's gonna stay here.
You really are amazing, you know that? No matter how fast we grow, you're always a step ahead of us, pushing forward into the unknown to show us the way. I'm never gonna be able to measure up to you, am I?
What do you mean?
You're experienced, reliable, always ahead of us, just out of reach, but guiding us forward. You're strict sometimes, but you're always compassionate, and you bury your weaknesses deep down to be someone we can rely on. And somewhere along the way, I started to hope that one day I'll be able to finally catch up to you.
He did make her go all out that one time, so he's getting close.
So that we can think of each other as peers. As something more than just teacher and student.
Oh.
As things stand, I'm still a long way from being there. When this war is behind us, and life slows back down to its normal pace, there'll come a day when I graduate from Thor's and head out into the world as a real man. When that day comes, I want to be there for you, in some way, as your equal.
Jeez, Rean, why don't you just get out the ring and get on one knee right now?
Oh my. Well, you're just full of surprises tonight, aren't you? With all that's been going on, I never realized you felt that way about me. You can be pretty daring sometimes, you know that? I'm sure you're well aware that I go for the classy, mature gentleman type and not students, though.
As befits a professional such as herself.
Yeah, but we're looking toward the future, right? Students grow up. Boys become men. Sure, I might not look the part now, but one day I'll be a dashing, handsome gent who can turn even your head.
Wow.
All right, then. I want you to close your eyes.
Very forward of him.
In fact, I'm making it a formal assignment. No peeking.
Why?
Shh, no questions. Good students are supposed to listen to their teachers.
Well, if you say so.
Just think of that as a little appetizer. In a couple of years, if you're still hungry for the main course, come and find me. I'll make it worth the chase. Still, there's no need to rush. I'm willing to wait, if you are.
Thanks.
I don't know. That one I'm not. All of like. Like, definitely the scene was cute and all, but I don't know. The only one, like, I can safely say that Instructor Sara's is probably the only one I'm glad I didn't end up actually doing. Yeah. So. Alright, well, that was the the sensual episode of Trails of Cold Steel 2. We definitely got... Toa's was the most surprising. Gaius's was definitely very devoid of any romantic slant, which was kind of disappointing. And then Instructor Sara's was very overtly... I don't know. There was a lot going on there that I don't... Like, I was picking up what they were putting down, but I think I just went ahead and put it right back down. So let's definitely, we're gonna leave that one there. But yeah, I guess from here we can continue on with things proper next episode. Bye for now, guys.